Hi there everybody, my name is Richard McMunn and welcome to this training video where I'm going to teach you how to pass the STAR interview technique. So I'm going to give you a number of sample interview questions and I'm also going to give you answers that you can use at your actual interview. And I'm going to break them down into the STAR technique. So if you've never used STAR before, please do watch this tutorial because you're going to find it really helpful and I promise you it's going to help you to pass your interview. So quickly before we get into the sample questions, welcome to this tutorial. My name is Richard McMunn, that's me there on the right hand side. Many of you will have been following me on YouTube. This video will teach you the STAR interview technique in detail and also give you sample questions and answers. And great news, I'm going to actually give you these slides for free so you can download them and study the responses that I'm going to give you. But please do stay tuned, watch the video from beginning to end because I'm going to tell you where you can quickly, within a couple of seconds, download these slides and start using them. Also, if you do like this video tutorial, I'd very appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. Thank you, I would much appreciate that. And if you do that, in return, if you actually have a specific interview coming up, let me know in the comments box below the video the type of interview you have and I'll give you a list of interview questions to prepare for. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Just click the red button below the video and then you'll get notified whenever I create new training videos, and I'm doing these every week. Okay, let's get straight into it. So what is the STAR technique? Okay, well, STAR is the perfect way to answer what are called behavioural type or situational type interview questions. And these are questions that start off when the panel will say to you, okay, describe a time when you worked as part of a team, or describe a time when you were flexible in a work situation, or describe a time when you had to deliver outstanding customer service. So there's loads of kind of questions, but it's when you have to describe a specific time. Now, please follow this tip. This is really important and it will help you to pass your interview. Be specific in your answer. So what I mean by that, don't say what you would do if that situation arose, but say what you did do. So you have to come up with a scenario. And I'm going to give you some sample scenarios to help you prepare. Okay, so what is STAR before I give you the answers and questions? Situation, first of all, you start off and you describe the situation you were in. You then move on and explain the task. Describe the task that had to be done. So you tell the panel what you had to do, and then you explain what action you took and what action other people took if there was more people involved. And then you finish off by telling the panel what the result was following your actions. Now, this is important. My advice is to always say that the result was positive, that you managed to achieve success. Okay, let's get into the questions. So we're going to be breaking these questions down into situation, task, action, result. And don't forget, you're going to get these slides. So even though you can take notes if you want to, you're going to be able to download them pretty soon. Okay, so let's take a look at some sample questions and answers that actually incorporate the STAR technique for responding to interview questions. Question number 1. Please give an example of when you have completed a difficult task according to guidelines. So this is a situation at work where you've had to carry out a difficult task whilst following guidelines, which is a requirement in loads of jobs. So here's the response, and I'm breaking it down for you if you see situation, task, action, result. So the situation, in my previous job, I was required to complete a difficult task whilst following company guidelines and a strict brief. The task involved me having to carry out an internal audit of products and services to assess which ones were selling the most and which ones were selling the least. Now, the task was required so that we could identify which products and services were no longer working effectively with a view to making improvements. I set about auditing the products and services by carefully collecting data over the last 3 years. I used an Excel spreadsheet to collate the information by inputting the latest figures first. I followed the brief carefully and made sure the information I was collecting was accurate. The result, the task was completed well ahead of schedule, and the information I collected was presented to senior managers, and they were then able to use the data to improve out-of-date products and, in turn, increase company turnover. So that's a really clear, solid, specific response to that question using situation, task, action, result. Let's now move on to question number 2. Describe a situation where you had to improve the way you did something at work. And again, I'm going to break it down into situation, task, action, result for you. So situation, I recently dealt with a customer complaint at work. Whilst it was successful, I felt I could improve in this area, and so I volunteered to undertake a customer care training course. Now, the task required me to undertake and successfully complete an online customer care course via the online learning platform Udemy. The goal was to improve my knowledge of customer care, which would in turn help the business improve. I started out by creating a plan of action of how I was going to study and, more importantly, complete each module. This involved studying each night for 1 hour over a 2-week period. At the end of each module, I assessed my knowledge by completing an online exam. After the 2-week period was complete, I successfully passed the online course and received a certificate of excellence. The end result was that I felt better equipped to provide customers with enhanced care and attention, which was to the benefit of the company. So again, another solid response using STAR technique. Let's move on to question number 3. Describe a situation where you worked as part of a team to complete a difficult task. Really common question at interviews, really common and a great one for STAR technique. So we're going to break it down again: situation, task, action, result. And you can see how simple it is to prepare for these kind of questions. And like I say, very soon you're going to get these slides. Okay, situation. In my previous job, I volunteered to lead a small team of people to complete a task during my lunch break. My manager needed urgent assistance with a task that had been forgotten by another member of the team. The task involved having to create a short PowerPoint presentation for our manager based on the previous month's company sales figures. Now, my manager needed the presentation quickly as she had a senior management meeting that afternoon. Our team involved 4 people from the office. I started by explaining what the task was that needed to be carried out and within what time frame. I allocated tasks based on team strengths. One person collected the data, whilst 2 other people designed the PowerPoint slides. I then created the brief for my manager and explained how she could use the slides effectively during her presentation. Now, although we only had 1 hour to complete the task, we carried out diligently and professionally. My manager managed to deliver the perfect presentation and she thanked us for our hard work and commitment. Again, relatively short response, but a great situation to use during your interview. Question number 4. Describe a time when you dealt with a difficult customer. Again, another really, typical common interview question. And again, we're going to break this down for you using situation, task, action, result. And don't forget, if you're enjoying this so far, I'd really appreciate it. If you gave the video a thumbs up, it would motivate me to do more. And don't forget, if you have got an interview coming up, put them in the comments section below and I'll give you some questions to prepare for. Okay, describe a time when you dealt with a difficult customer. Situation. In my current job, I was covering a customer care assistant during sick leave. A customer approached the desk to make a complaint about the poor service she had received the previous day. It was my job to deal with the task effectively, collecting as much information as possible and resolving the issue to the satisfaction of the customer, whilst also following company complaints procedure. Action. I started off by listening carefully to the complaint while showing effective listening skills and using soft body language. After I had listened to the complaint, I asked a number of probing questions to get to the bottom of the situation. I then apologised to the customer and explained how I was going to resolve the situation. I finally asked them if they were happy with my proposed resolution, to which they confirmed they were. The result was a success as I managed to resolve the complaint to their satisfaction. I replaced the faulty goods they had received and also issued a credit note due to the inconvenience that had been caused. The customer was very happy with the resolution and thanked me for my professionalism. Great response for when have you dealt with a difficult customer. Question number 5. Describe a time when your team or company was undergoing change. How did that impact you and how did you adapt? Okay, situation, task, action, result. Let's break it down for you so you're fully prepared. Situation. In my previous job, we had been conducting our business a certain way for many, many years. A new young manager came into the team and decided to change everything. Now, many people found the change difficult to accept, but I decided to embrace it fully and support my manager in the process. I felt it was my job and the job of the other employees to embrace the change and make it work for the sake of the business. Now, while some people may not like change, I actually think it is a good thing. I started off by listening to my manager during the initial team meeting and asked her some questions about the new methods of working. I contributed to the meeting by pointing out a few potential problems that might occur with the new way of working. My manager took on board some of the suggestions I'd made and tweaked her plan slightly to suit. All of the team started to work towards a new way of thinking. Now, some people voiced their dissatisfaction about the new way of working, but I took this as an opportunity to explain to them the potential benefits of working this new way and encourage them to embrace it. After 4 weeks of working towards a new plan, we all started to see some positive changes within the organisation. People even started commenting on how they liked the change that our manager had made. Now, overall, the change was a success, and whilst initially uncomfortable for some people, the organisation has improved significantly as a result. So, another great response that you can use. Okay, so where do you get these slides? To download these slides, simply click the link below the video. Okay, and you'll see below the video it says show more. Click that and you'll be able to go onto SlideShare, which is on LinkedIn, and you can download these slides straight away. Good luck with your interview. Also, within the description below the video is my LinkedIn profile. Please look me up, connect with me on LinkedIn, and check out the other videos that I've got on how to pass interviews within the links below this video. And I wish you guys all the very best in your pursuit to passing your interview. And I genuinely hope you found that information useful. Thank you for watching.